Wait, do you want me to say this for the podcast?
Don't worry, I'm recording.
Okay.
Are you?
All right.
What's up, guys? We're back.
Today.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a special guest, but I am a guest.
I think you're a special guest.
Oh, Tyzo, you're certainly a special guest.
You're VIT.
Okay.
Very important, Tyzo.
So, my name is Aiden Tyksinski, also go by Tyzo, which I'm assuming will be my reference name for this episode.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
If that's okay.
Hey, you know what? That's my stage name, I guess, in quotes.
Whoa,
so that works.
stage name.
Did people at the Eagles call you Aiden?
Yes, they did.
Whoa.
Well, okay,
Whoa.
so they did, but we also had another Aiden in my department.
Of
So
course.
he was A1 and I was A2.
Oh.
How did you get number 2?
Because he'd been there for 3 years and I was just starting. So.
No, that's fair.
Also, he's getting paid for it and it was an unpaid internship. So.
Oh. Yeah, that's A1 for real.
My favorite part, well, the part that I feel like I'm missing out with student teaching and working is not having a cool nickname. I want a workplace nickname so bad.
So give yourself one.
J-Man.
If you give yourself a nickname, that's like the lamest thing in the world. Other people got to do it.
I mean, your Instagram does sound like a Minecraft YouTuber.
It does not. It's my first initial and then a period and then my last name.
Hey man, I don't make up the rules, but your first initial and your last name does kind of sound like a Minecraft YouTuber when you put it all together.
Anyways.
All right.
Aiden, a.k.a. Tyzo, is a senior along with us. Is also on Improv 101, a member of the Mask, very important person, and was just telling us about his genealogy.
I was. So we were talking because this is a podcast we're talking about vlogging and influencers and all that. And my younger brother used to have a vlog channel, and him and my cousin from England did a very funny video, which I watched because they recorded it on my iPad, which, yes, he didn't have his own iPad, so he stole it. He stole it to take videos, but he's 4 years younger, so I was like, it's fine, because I didn't really use it. But anyway, him and my cousin from England did this one video where he was trying British candy, and my cousin was eating American candy.
Oh, that's fun.
It was
That's
very
fun.
Oh. How'd it go? Would you give it a thumbs up?
I would give it a thumbs up. Unfortunately, he muted the channel, so it's not,
Wimp.
Yes.
Hey, that's
So,
not very nice.
What part of your family is from England?
So my mom's sister married my uncle, who is English, so they live in England now. So it's not actually like a blood relation, really.
Okay.
But my cousins they're full-blown British, because they were born in England, but they still have American family as well.
So your uncle by law was British?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you seen Saltburn?
I have not, but I've been hearing a lot about it. So
Tyzo, you'd love it. It's
But
so good.
You're like the American cousin in Saltburn.
Folly!
Are they rich? Do they have an estate?
They do not. I have not visited them, but I don't think they're not royalty, if that's the question.
Every British person doesn't have
Wait,
an estate.
and it's actually also a compliment to be considered Farley because he was arguably the only reasonable character in the whole movie.
I need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think it's
General
mid.
warning, it's weird. Expect it to be weird.
I've heard enough to prepare myself.
Yeah.
But watch one YouTube video essay about it, and you'll be like, this is the best movie of all time.
Okay.
Well,
I wouldn't say the best movie of all time, but this is a really, really good movie.
step back.
Yeah. I think it's kind of mid. I'm not going to lie.
I
think that's kind of a hot take.
Okay.
I've seen more and more takes pop up like that, though. It was it's really pretty.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Who?
But
What was
didn't really satisfy me.
What was the name of the director again?
Something.
Let me tell you.
I don't know.
Jamie, look that up.
But she makes Emerald Fennel.
Emerald Fennel. I heard a really good take that was Emerald Fennel, the director, is a lot better than Emerald Fennel, the writer.
Yeah.
Because
That's
the
fair.
movie is absolutely gorgeous and there is a lot going on visually. It has I like the style and the
I like that it feels kind of orange.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a lot of play with color, a lot of play with space and lighting, which I'm always a fan of. But I think the writing was a little mid.
What's your favorite movie, Tyzo?
Oh, I was not. You know what? I should have prepared for this, but I didn't know I was coming on. I have a lot of movies that I really. I have a lot of movies that I really enjoy. I don't know if I have like a
Can you give us a top 3?
top 3.
In no order.
Yeah. So I'm a really big like comedy fan. My go-to movie is Airplane.
Oh, I love Airplane. I love Airplane.
It's just so quotable.
It is.
I love that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in it 'cause I am a sports fan, but I love that he's just like playing this normal pilot, and the kid comes in and he's like, "You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar," and he's like, "No, I'm not." The entire movie is just so quotable.
I think that movie has the most jokes per minute density than any other movie I've ever watched.
Have you ever seen Good Burger?
Good Burger and Airplane definitely have something similar. I don't know what, but
Tyzo, have you seen since you said you do like comedies, of course, have you seen the Angry Birds movie?
I've seen parts of it.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want the DVD? I have it.
the DVD is in the apartment right now.
I need to get something to play DVDs because I have the entire Star Wars collection on DVD.
That's cool.
And also the entire Lord of the Rings collection.
Whoa!
But I don't have any way in school to watch it. Like at home, I have my PS4 and PS3. So
You don't bring your PSs?
So the PS4 is... I have an identical twin brother, so I let him take that.
Whoa!
Tyzo too?
You guys knew about this, right?
No way! What?
Yes.
And so the story unfolds.
Maybe not.
Wait, can you show a picture of your identical brother?
I will pull up a picture.
Does he also have a mustache and goatee?
He also has a mustache. He kind of has a goatee. It's not as long as mine is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm freaking out.
Where is he in life?
He is a senior dual major political science and history.
Wow.
And he also plays rugby.
Wow.
He goes to Susquehanna. It's like near Harrisburg for the people that do not know that.
Thanks.
Yeah, Harrisburg, middle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so here's a picture of him and I next to each other. I'm on the right and he's on the left.
Whoa.
I love that you had to preface that with who's where.
Send it around this way.
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa!
No way!
Whoa! Whoa! That is insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just kept that from us.
Have you guys ever gone to like one of those twin contests?
No, but I really would like to go. Just for the only reason, like, obviously it'd be really cool to see a bunch of other twins.
Yeah.
The main reason I want to go is to ask all of them, have you ever been asked what it's like to be a twin?
They all have, right?
Yeah, I would imagine that's a question I get asked all the time.
Yeah. Do you ever get tired of it? People
A little bit, because it's like...
you're a twin.
Yeah, well, no, so like that part I understand. Like, especially being an identical twin, I get that it's not
A
something
spectacle.
that...
It's a spectacle.
Right, it is a spectacle for some people. But that would be like
For some people.
me going up to someone who is an only child and being like, so, is it weird being an only child?
I also do that to only children.
Do you?
Like, yeah.
Wait, so is your twin brother's nickname also Tyzo?
No, so he... In college he doesn't have one, but growing up he had a nickname and I didn't.
Huh?
So his nickname, so it's Caleb, so his nickname was Love.
Wow.
I don't know why, but for some reason I thought you two also had the same name. I don't know. I'm really tired.
You're good. You're all good. No, so I didn't have a nickname before I got to college.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's crazy.
So no one else at home calls me Tyzo.
Whoa.
That's
I've
just
never
a-
known Tyzo.
I know.
And it's such a heater of a nickname.
It is a really, really good.
So it's
like top
not,
3.
I feel bad because most people don't realize this was not a nickname that I just came up with on the fly, unfortunately.
Who gave it to you?
So this was my dad's rugby nickname when he played in high
Wow.
school.
The legend himself.
So it's like a family nickname.
Wait,
I
so
guess.
you're already Tyzo 2. So your brother could be Tyzo 3.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I guess so. Except he was called. So I stopped playing rugby because of an injury. It's a whole thing. But he played in high school with a coach who had like played with my dad, so he called him Tyzo. So technically, I'm like the third.
Wow, so you're Tyzo 3.
Pretty much, yeah. Even though I'm older than my twin brother, so it's very convoluted.
How many
How
seconds?
much older?
Minutes.
Minutes?
11 minutes.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
That's a lot of
Wow.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
A lot of credit to my mom.
Yeah,
I don't
for real.
know.
Shout out moms everywhere.
Yeah.
Did she know twins were coming?
She did know that, yes. Not at. She didn't know like right away, but they
Yeah.
did. They didn't know before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It
We
wasn't
were
a
both-
surprise.
No, it was
11
not.
minutes later, you're
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
Yeah.
They didn't say, "Oh, baby Aiden." Oh my god! We'll have another name.
Another one.
I call her Chandelier.
DJ Khaled.
Do twins run in your family?
They do actually.
Oh.
So my
That
uncle
tracks.
and aunt are twins, and then my uncle has twin girls.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wow.
Wow.
The Tyzo twins.
That's
Do
crazy.
twin telepathy. True or false? Yes or no?
So I wouldn't call it telepathy, but I definitely can like read my brother. I feel like more than I could read most people,
Makes sense.
and also
like
like
looking in the mirror.
kind of. But like I also know like his tendencies and stuff. So like I know like I can predict how he's going to act in certain situations. I'm sure he can with me as well.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Did you ever? We watched. My family watched this really dorky documentary. It was like we got twins, and then we fed them different diets for like a couple months, and saw how their body composition changed. And it was like to be vegan or not to be vegan. But at one point, one of the twins said, like it was so like being a twin is so weird because you're like, oh, like I just need to go for a walk by myself. All right, twin, like come along.
So yeah, I never really had that sort of separation thing. And I don't think Caleb did either. Because I know there are some twins, like I know twins I went to high school with that go to the same colleges.
Yeah.
That's
And
too much.
It is like Caleb and I thought about doing it only because at the time I still wanted to play rugby.
Mm-hmm.
And Susquehanna was it's a very, very good school.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't go there because there's other aspirations I had that I felt were better equipped going to LaSalle
That
than
makes sense.
Susquehanna. So it has nothing to do against the school in particular. And I wouldn't have been upset going to the same school as my brother, but I do feel like it was very good for our own development to
Yeah.
go to different
Yeah.
colleges.
You can become like a whole person
Mhm.
instead of like half a person.
Yeah.
Right.
Half of a whole.
Right. What was your
Right.
rugby ending injury?
It was a shoulder injury that had actually gone on for 3 years.
Oh.
So
Can't
yeah.
be doing that. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, so the first time I heard it, I was trying to make a pass. And so rugby, just quick because I don't want to bore people, lecturing people about
I love
the
rugby.
sport
I
of
don't know
rugby.
anything about
Exactly.
rugby, this
So
is-
yeah, exactly. So you don't need a whole story about the sport of rugby, but there's 2 different sports within it. Basically, there's 15s, which is 15 people on the field, 40-minute halves, so a much long game, and then there's 7s, which is 7 people on the field, 7-minute halves. So it's a very much very fast-paced game.
Yeah.
So I was playing 7s, and 7s there's not really positions. You just sort of have to fill in if there's no one there.
Mm.
So I was not in the position that I'm used to trying to pass the ball out, but I had to be there because there's no one else there and we're about to lose the ball. And as I was passing the ball out, again, I was standing straight up, and that's not how you're supposed to clear a pass in that position. So I got tackled as my arms were fully extended, and his body weight and my body weight both landed just on top of my shoulder. And I felt it go completely numb. And I didn't realize, no one realized at the time, but I'm pretty sure that when that play happened that I broke a small part of bone in my shoulder. Which, we didn't realize that until I got surgery 3 years later, because what happened was I was playing basketball a year after the shoulder injury the first time, and I tore my labrum.
Oh.
Which was not fun. And I went through a couple different stints of physical therapy trying to just like fix it, but it never got fixed. I think that's because the bone was still loose.
Mm-hmm.
So when the doctor
Loose ass bone.
Yeah. So when they went in to try to get the muscle like fixed, they actually did take like some bone out and like found it. And I have the very rare privilege of being told after surgery that from a doctor who works on surgeries with shoulders and joints and stuff that I had one of the worst shoulders that he'd ever seen. So I'm very proud to.
That's a high.
It is a very high. I think it just shows that like I didn't have the awareness to be like, I'm gonna stop playing because I keep hurting myself.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Rugby is so
Smushy.
contact.
Football, no pads.
Yeah,
Like,
so
what?
scary. Did you ever get a concussion?
Not that I ever was tested.
All right.
All right, so
Alright,
he had
okay.
7 concussions.
Yeah.
What is your like rugby like career highlight? Like what is the best play you've ever been a part of or did? What is it?
Yeah, I had a couple really good plays. There was one play I had in the final tournament that I was in where I was getting pushed out of bounds and just like threw the ball over my shoulder to try to keep it in, and we ended up scoring on that play.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was just like, well, screw it, I'm going to try keeping it in. And yeah, we ended up scoring on that. I had to run. This was like the funniest run ever because I caught the ball, and every time that I got the ball, I was always looking to pass. All of my best plays were in sevens, and I hated sevens because you had to run all the time. But I caught the ball, and I'm like jogging, like waiting for a defender to come up at me so I could pass it out, and we would have more guys on the end than the defense.
Yeah.
And no one ran up to me because I was like going like 50%, and everyone else just slowed down. So I was like, all right, I'll just take it and then run. And no one. It took everyone like a minute to process what was happening. And by the time they processed it, I was already up on the defense, so no one like tackled me. And someone did almost grab my foot, but I scored like a 50-meter try.
That's awesome.
Which I wasn't. Yeah, again, it was one of those things. Like most of my plays were just super fluky. That were like my best plays. I just happened to be either in the right position at the right time, or in the case of the injury, the wrong position at the wrong time. So
you're playing mind games with them.
A little bit.
Checkers versus chess.
Yeah, you're playing 5D chess, 5D rugby. Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I also have a really scary shoulder injury.
You do?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, really scary.
Let's hear it.
When I was a child, I was in the ocean with my dad, and this really, really big wave came, and it was really big as a child, but also my dad said that it was a really big wave, so, like, can confirm by an adult that it was a really big wave.
Right.
And I was, like, kind of just learning how to swim in the ocean, and we go to the Outer Banks, so there's, like, a lot of waves there. Like, it's, like, real waves.
Real wavy.
And this big wave was coming, so he grabbed my arm, and then, like, we both got, like, spun around, and then I had a dislocated shoulder.
Wow.
And now
sucks.
I can't put my arm up straight.
We need the demo. Give the demo.
Whoa!
Oh.
I can't put her arm up straight.
For those listening at home, her right arm is
Left.
No, her right arm is completely vertical, and her left arm is at a 90-degree angle.
I wouldn't say 90.
At a 90-degree angle.
It just doesn't go up straight. It's a little curvy. And my dad, to this day, says that he saved my life and that just having a little bit of a messed up shoulder is nothing. And guess what? Because I actually think if he just let me roll a little bit on my own, I would still have 2 functioning shoulders.
Yeah. I don't have a shoulder injury story, but I got a really cool eyeball one.
Oh, you do have a cool
Do tell.
Okay, so let me set the scene. I'm in kindergarten. It's, I want to say 2006, 2007. And it's me and my mom shopping. We're at Macy's, I'll say. And you know the hangers where they have like the metal part has a little loopy loop at the end, where it's kind of like the bent metal.
Yeah.
So the point of that is to prevent stupid little kids from poking their eyes out. So now the stage is set. I am running around. I'm like, I can do this really cool thing where like I spin around and sit down in a crisscross applesauce. And my mom's holding like a bunch of hangers. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta check this out. This is gonna be awesome. So I run up to her and do it real quick. And as I go down, one of those hangers goes into my eyeball and goes up into the corner where the tear duct is. So like where your nose and your eyeball meet.
This story gets me every time.
Because it's yucky, icky.
So it's where the nose and the eyeball meet. And then you know how like a fish hook, it kind of like loops around? It got looped around up in there. I fall to the ground. My mom drops everything. She's freaking out. I'm on the cold tile floors of a Macy's. And my mom's like, stop, don't do anything, no. I'm like, it's fine. I yank once. No, stop, no. I yank twice. No, stop. Yank a third time. Yank out the hanger. And my mom telling me, she said, I closed my eyes when you did that, and I had to think to myself, I need to be prepared to see my child, my son who's 6 years old with an eyeball out of his head. And
Yeah,
she
because
opened,
I would be.
yeah, and then she opened her eyes. My eyeball was still in there. She checked, and then she's like, "Oh my god!" And then I'm crying tears of blood.
Ew.
And then I think my sister was also there. Real trooper. She's 4 years older than me. And we get in the car. We get in the little good old Kia Rondo. And we're like, we have to go to the emergency room right now. So I'm just like have like a tissue for like a car tissue up to my eyeball. And
Car tissue. That's so
Yeah.
true.
and I don't remember any pain, but I remember going to the emergency room and they're like, how bad does it hurt? And I was like, I don't know. And I
can't
sat there.
feel it.
And they gave me eye drops.
Because even with an injury, every little kid's response to a question is, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's literally, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I said. You're like, I was like, in 8, I guess. Meanwhile, I like couldn't read. I'm like, I don't.
Did you get an eye patch?
So I did have an eye patch for a
Oh,
little
that's
bit.
awesome.
So,
That actually is a pretty sick reward.
Yeah. So,
For doing something dumb on your own.
yeah.
To yourself.
Yeah.
That's like the exciting
Unprovoked.
part.
Yeah.
The unexciting part is that my tear duct got ripped out, and your tear duct isn't what creates the tears. Your tear duct is the drainage tube that your tears drain into. So when you cry and your nose gets all runny, that's because tears are draining from your tear duct into your nose. That got so I got like a millimeter long plastic tube in there, and I also tore my the muscle under my eyeball. So my eyeball, like when I could look all the way down, the other eye would only look straight ahead.
Wait, that happens kind of to me a little bit. I do have a bit of a lazy eye.
Yeah.
I
But
do too.
one just
Yep.
keeps kind of looking this way.
Especially when I'm tired.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the
I haven't-
clown from It.
I haven't noticed any particular times it's better or worse, but I have noticed that it does exist fully.
Mm-hmm.
I have no vision problems. Every year I go to my physical and they say, you're good to go, champ. But
I had to go under surgery, and the surgeon had to he cut the muscle underneath my eyeball and then realign my eyeballs so they were like perfectly together.
Oh.
And I used to go to an
an
allergist, and every time I go to the allergist, he'd look at my eyeballs and be like, "What the hell? How? Like it's perfect. Like it's literally perfect. Like I cannot tell the difference. He's blown away every time."
Wow.
Shout out to you, Doctor.
L.
I don't remember what his last name is. Zing. I want to say Zuko, but it's definitely not Dr.
Danny
Zuko.
Zuko.
Well, it's a Z though, right? So
From
it's called
Greece?
Dr. Z.
Dr. Z. Yeah, shout out Dr. Z.
Dr. Z.
GBMC Health Partners.
That's how I get away with not remembering people's last names. Just remember
That's
at
what we
least
did
their
with you.
first. Yeah, exactly.
Yo, what's up?
I think I was fully convinced that your name was actually Tyzo.
I also was.
For a while,
Yeah.
too.
That makes sense.
Like Aiden. Who's it?
Who's Aiden? No offense to the name Aiden. Your mother picked a great name. I just didn't know
Tyzo
that
is
was
such
yours.
a heater, man. Tyzo is such a
I
heater.
just didn't know that one belonged to you. And I'll be honest about that.
That's fair. So, are you, Josh? You're saying that I should legally change my name? Is
Yes.
You could be one word Beyonce, like
that? Ooh.
Tyzo.
Yeah, there has to be one word Beyonce, because if you change it and you make your name like Tyzo Tyksinski, then it's a lot less cool.
No.
It's all or nothing.
You can brand that Tyzo.
I
You
could.
get like a font.
If you sold ties, like neckties,
Oh.
Tyzo.
I don't know, man. If you're doing communications, you can make your own like firm, call it Tyzo's. I see the logo, like there's a T and a Z in there.
or a restaurant
Oh, I would go
where
to
you
a restaurant
serve
called
pizza and
Tyzo's.
pasta.
Well, it is a Polish last name, so it has to be Polish.
Or
You
maybe
can
a
sell
little,
pierogies and cabbage.
Yeah, exactly. Some kielbasa.
Oh, I love some
sauerkraut,
kielbasa.
Yeah.
Delish.
You could make Michelin star Polish food and call it Tyzo's. I would. Oh man, I would do it.
Well, if I ever get enough money and motivation to start a restaurant,
All right,
we've
just
got-
make sure
we've
to
got
open
the idea.
to invite us to the grand opening.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
I'm actually on this on the ground floor, so
Wait, yeah. Also, we should be getting a cut because
Yeah.
I feel like we put in a lot of work.
All
Right
right.
here
Well, I
in
mean,
in this room.
this podcast will be published, so if I ever try saying you guys don't get any money and you sue me for
I'll have the receipts.
yeah, you'll have it
yeah,
here. So
Yeah.
So I can't wait for Tyzo's. Man. I'm gonna get pierogies every day.
Unlimited pierogi glitch. No Tyzo.
Yeah, but because it's like a Michelin star restaurant, it's gonna be a singular pierogi on a plate and
with like
inside-
a schmear of like pesto.
The
Do they have
schmear.
pesto in Polish food? But I feel like it would be a smear of like green.
I'm sure they have sauces.
I feel like it'd be like a red, like a.
Or it could be a red, or maybe.
What is this, Christmas?
Yeah, but inside is like, I don't know, the most like puffer fish or something. I don't know,
Ugh.
some sort of like exotic meat.
No, just like a fancy potato instead of a regular potato.
That's right. Tyzo's Canadian animal abuse.
What is
The
that
animal
called?
abuse or animal poaching?
A poacher.
The animal
A
poaching. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
That's the
the
word I was
crime.
looking
Yeah.
for.
Just like your
That's
eggs.
Tyzo is
Poached.
the one slurred.
Ooh.
So I have a really funny story about the Lorax. So
Me too.
So I watched that movie this year. You guys know when like all that smoke came from Canada?
Yeah.
I was like super depressed about like the state of the world at that point.
Oh boy.
So
So
true.
I was like, you know what, I'm
Really?
gonna watch the Lorax because this is the times that we're living in now.
Yeah.
Might as well get
Wait.
used to
Exactly.
it.
Which Lorax though?
The animated one.
What do you mean?
Like
which
the-
Lorax?
Okay,
No,
well.
there's the drawn one and the animated
Oh, I
one.
didn't know there
Yeah.
was a drama.
Hey man,
Yeah,
stay
like-
woke.
Yes, that one. That's the
that
one.
one. It's
The original 2D one goes pretty crazy though too. So
I just watched the one that was on Peacock.
I like how you preface it with it's a really fun story, and then open
It's
the story
not.
with I am the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life.
Well, not like the most depressed. It's just depressing when you're sitting through world events and you're like, there's nothing I can do about this.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That is so hypernormalization.
I
Anyways,
didn't.
what's your story?
Lily?
Oh.
Oh, wait, that was your story?
That
right?
was
Story.
mine.
We haven't even gotten to the funny part.
Oh.
Was that the?
Oh,
no.
You're waiting for the punchline. There's no punchline to that.
The punchline is we're all gonna die.
The world ends. That's the punchline. Are you happy,
Oh
Kate?
no! I thought we were not at the end of the
I'm-
story.
Guys, that's why I made the joke that was the whole story.
Sorry, I just thought it was a really
Oh,
heavy
well,
preface.
no, I needed to like hype up the mood before I told a depressing
Right.
story.
Yeah.
Right.
I just
Guys,
thought,
this is gonna be the best story you've ever heard in your entire life. I'm really, really depressed.
That's it.
We're all gonna die. The world's
Were
ending.
you really like? I'm gonna watch the Lorax because it talks about pollution.
Yes.
This is the world we live in.
Yes.
Do you think had you watched the Lorax before?
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
think you felt it more deeply when you watched
Absolutely,
it?
I did.
Interesting.
we watched the Lorax in my environmental science class in high school, and honestly, yeah, I get what you're saying there because once you start thinking about it for longer than like a split millisecond, you're
Yeah.
like, wow, this is.
I will say I do.
Let it die.
Let it die.
Let it crumble. Let it die.
I do have a really cool picture of that day though, because it does look like they have like an orange filter on my phone.
Whoa!
What summer was this?
This is
This
this
past
past
one.
summer.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Canada was on fire? And I
All
couldn't.
right, I've been staying quiet over here. I would like to say that Oregon.
Let it
has
rip,
also
Kate. Let it
had
rip.
Yes.
A ton of fires, and there was one that Alameda fire in 2021 that came through the valley. I live in the Rogue Valley, and it was like
A
half a mile
valley.
from my house at one point.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't learn until this winter break that my parents had the car packed of like all the essentials in case we needed to evacuate. Yeah,
Scary.
so it's
That
not
is
just
scary.
Canada.
No, it is
It's
not.
not just New York. It's
Well,
everywhere.
Remember Australian wildfires?
And
Yeah, that was
Australia.
crazy.
well, it wasn't New York's fault. New York was just getting the smoke.
Well, people only
Care when it happens to New York.
until it happens.
It's like
That's true.
superhero movies.
Yeah.
That's true, but guess what? Sorry.
Oh, really?
It's the Big Apple. What can I say? It's the Big Apple.
All right, listen. I was just saying we knew what N95 masks were way before COVID.
So did. Never mind. I was gonna say so did I, but it was just.
You
gonna
knew
be,
the brand of mask
Yeah.
before COVID.
But I'm not gonna say. It's all good. It's all good.
Let me have this one.
You can have that.
We
Let me have this
appreciate
fire season
Oregon.
one. Thank you.
We do.
Don't forget about her.
Yeah, Oregon's a cool place. Only double-sided flag in the Union. Fun fact. something on both sides.
That's the coolest
Although the
person.
the flip side of the map is way better than the front side.
Yeah, it's crest on one side. No,
Beaver.
seal on one side. Beaver. on the
Yeah,
other.
just a golden beaver.
I did not know that.
Which
That
was my nickname in high school.
school.
Oh.
That's tough.
I didn't know that either.
Surprise! Are you from Pennsylvania?
I am from Pennsylvania.
Harrisburg, right?
No.
Oh.
That's where my brother goes to school. It's north of Harrisburg. I go to school 40 minutes north of LaSalle in Doylestown.
Doylestown. I've heard of Doylestown
Yeah.
before.
Doylestown.
So are you Philly born, Philly raised?
Pretty much. People
Words.
people get mad if they say I'm from Philly if they're actually from Philly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Doylestown's not Philly
Yeah.
at all. But if I'm like traveling, people ask where I'm from. I can't say Doylestown. Although when we went, so my family did a cross country trip, and we ran into a weird amount of people that were like from Doylestown or knew about Doylestown.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where a lot of people like live to like settle.
It is a lot
It
easier
is.
to say you're from Philly, though. What high school
Yeah.
did you go to?
I went to Central Books West,
Oh,
Nice.
which yeah.
Oh wait, did you forget about the Doylestown convention that was happening across the country when you went?
Oh,
You know
Yeah,
what?
I
that was
looked into
happening. That was
that.
happening that weekend.
Should have realized that.
the
Yeah.
National Doylestown Convention.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe next year.
Next year, for sure.
For sure.
Well, with that being said,
have we hit our time? Are you shutting us down?
we can wrap it up.
Are you blinking lights? Wait, I'm looking up where Doylestown.
Any last minute statements? Any last minute
Mont Hill
sign-ups?
Castle.
Yes.
The Mercer Museum.
Yep.
Mm.
Do you guys have any like monuments
Yeah,
or
that is not
like
Philly.
anything cool?
I mean, the castles are really cool.
You have
Castles.
That's the
Oh.
Fun Hill Castle is
Whoa!
Well, they
Castle.
Can just, I feel
What?
like people can just say that.
Like, why is there a castle?
so. There was this guy, Henry Mercer, who
The Mercer Museum.
yes, so he paid for this private museum that has a bunch of relics from the 19th century.
Cool.
So he was born in the 19th century, but he got most of his money in the 20th century building tiles. So he also opened a tile factory in Doylestown, and all these buildings are made of concrete, which is like totally revolutionary for this time. And then, so the museum is kind of like a castle as well, because he traveled all through Europe, was very into European architecture. And then he built the Towerworks Castle, and then he built his own mansion, which is the Henry Mercer House, which is also a castle.
Whoa!
So just
Yeah.
a rich dude who liked to
Very-
build things out of concrete.
Yeah, very
Wow.
rich dude who loved, like, if you go into his house, which I would totally recommend doing on like a weekend trip if you guys can get there. But his house
Take us
is,
around.
yeah, I mean, I could do that because
You insist.
yeah, I mean, it's a really cool house because, I mean, he was traveling to all different parts of the world. Very knowledgeable person. The people that he had to his house were some of the most famous people of the 20th century. Like he had
That's
Henry Ford at his house.
Whoa.
I forget all the other people that were there, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Wow. You
Other
know-
robber barons.
You know your Doyle
I do.
Wow.
People, well, see, because when people ask about it and ask what's there,
You gotta know what's up.
can't just be like,
Is
well,
anything there?
yeah.
What do you guys
It's
even have?
Doylestown.
It's Doylestown.
That's so true.
Wow.
That's very interesting.
Well,
On that note,
go team. Signing out.
Peace.
it's your boy, J-Man.
Lots of love from Kate.
Goodbye from Tyzo.
See you later, kids. Lily.